I wanted to open up this week. We've got Bryce Brooks behind the producer desk, so it's just me and Bryce today hanging out. I promise you we're going to have guests one of these days. It's going to be super exciting. Bryce, I'm on a run streak, and it's pretty exciting.
What are you at?
I think I've lost track of the days. I mean, what is this, Tuesday? So 3 weeks and 2 days, so 23 days. And I just did my first, I guess, speed workout. I'm supposed to do 3 miles at 6:50 per mile. Is that technically speed work? I don't know if it's fast enough.
It's sub-7 speed.
Yeah, and I actually ended up averaging more like 6:30s because I've always got to one up my coach and do a little bit extra. I'm such a terrible coachy. I'm always doing more mileage than I should. Normally I just skip my workouts, but I'm actually doing my runs, but I'm doing more mileage than I should. I'm going faster than I should. So it's going 110%.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
As you should. I feel similarly I've never had a coach, but I feel like they would hate me.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I just hit 70 miles last week, and I think this might be a mileage cut down slightly, but I'm starting to do some workouts. So that's exciting. I was out on the canal. It was a pretty cool morning. We had a huge, crazy storm come through last night. But man, this is actually UTMB week. That probably should have been on the title. I'm having a lot of FOMO right now, not being in Chamonix when it seems like every pro runner and brand and influencer is hanging out in France, living their best lives. And we're here in Phoenix.
Everything on Instagram right now is from France.
I almost have to just tune it out because, it's exciting for them, but depressing for the rest of us in part. So, no, it's super cool. But yeah, we're mostly going to get into a bunch of Aravaipa stuff. So, go check out Run Single Track, Free Trail, every brand, every meme account. If you want to see all of the content for UTMB, I think some races are already over. TDS it just is happening right now. And then the rest of them are kind of kicking off the next few days. So exciting stuff. But we've got some exciting things on the docket for today's show. The title of this one and what we really want to get into is the Sterling Silver Ticket Series. Do you know a lot? Have you heard a lot about that one?
I've heard of it. I'm not well versed in it.
We're going to get into it. There are more races doing qualifying circuits that are kind of mimicking the Western States model of golden tickets. And I think it's pretty fascinating, and hopefully it can be beneficial to build excitement for those races. The major two I can think of is the Bear 100 Bear Tag system, and then the Angeles Crest Sterling Silver ticket. And yeah, the Sterling Silver piece of it is if you run sub 24 hours at AC 100, you get a Sterling Silver belt buckle. That's kind of where they're coming from with that. But let's just jump into that. I guess I'm going to lead off with that topic because I'm already halfway there. And then we are going to recap the Aravaipa events from this weekend. We had the Jackrabbit Jubilee, which I was out running. We had a really cool night trail race up in the Denver area, Westminster Night Trail, that seemed to go off pretty well. We've got some other exciting updates on and kind of teasers for upcoming things. So stay tuned. It's going to be an action-packed show. Let's just get right into our website, actually, because I did write an article about That's No Moon 50 Mile. We've been revamping our homepage a little bit. We now have links to our latest articles, and we are going to be posting a recap article from each one of these shows. So if you don't have time, if you prefer to read, you can get a quick overview of this show on our blog, on our homepage of aravaiparunning.com each week. We're also going to be sending this out to our newsletter list each week. So I talked a little bit about the show history, Aravaipa Trail Talk. I even linked in episode 1 of that show from 2016. And then, of course, we're back with a little bit of a reimagined format with Inside Aravaipa. I did do some show notes from last week, recapped and linked a bunch of those stories. And we're going to do that for this week's show as well. And leave a comment. Would love to hear from you either on YouTube or now you can comment on our blog, or you could also reply to our newsletter. All great ways to connect. We want to make it easy to connect with us. So if I go back to our homepage, that's No Moon. So this is our new 50 miler that we inherited from Dirty Feet Productions in Orange County in the Santa Ana Mountains. And I want to just peel back the curtain. We're kind of making this announcement. I don't think it's been officially announced yet by AC100, but I guess I'm officially announcing it right now on this show, but That's No Moon 50 mile is going to be a sterling silver ticket race. So the top 2 male, top 2 female finishers of the 50 miler September 20th next month are going to get a guaranteed bypass of the AC100 lottery. And yeah, we just watched that race go down last month. Max Jolliffe was the men's winner. Stella Springer, Aravaipa Racing Team, who's featured in this article, some great photos from PackSit Photo. She won for the women. She's in her 50s, took the win. It reminds me of Ruperto Romero, who's now in his 60s. I think he was 4th this year. He won the race in his 50s. But I have a long-standing history with the AC100. This race, if you haven't heard of it or you don't know much about it, it is just above Los Angeles in the San Gabriel Mountains. It's a point-to-point mountain 100, spectacular course, rugged, has a tougher finish than Western States, but it's a net downhill race, kind of mimicking Western States. A great community, beautiful mountains, SoCal. I don't know what else to say.
How much climbing is in it? Because I think I know now after like driving through Los Angeles and looking at the mountains where I could see the route goes up. I know it's steep, but I think generally people don't realize how steep the mountains are out there.
Yeah, there is an elevation profile here. So I think Western States is what?
17
gain and like 20 something down.
Yeah.
Like net downhill. Both of these net downhill of like maybe 6,000 feet. AC has a few thousand more feet of climbing than Western States. It also has an unbreakable course record. I think it's now like the last one standing because Matt Carpenter's record was broken by David Roche at Leadville, but Jim O'Brien's record from, I think it's like the early 90s, still standing, like a 17:37, and no one's come, I think, within an hour of it.
Huh.
So, and AC100's had some struggles. So back in 2009, it moved dates. So I ran it in 2007, my first Mountain 100. I ran it to qualify for Hard Rock. And then it moved from a mid-September date, which was kind of beautiful. It's like fall, crisp air at the start, still kind of warm in the canyons. But because of all the fire activity and the fire issues, they moved it to August, which they thought would bring it out of fire season, which has been kind of a mixed bag, to be honest. They were on a fire reroute this year. So they're moving it. They just announced back to October.
Oh.
So it's going to be October 3rd, 2026, which I think is pretty exciting, an exciting date. So number one, I mean, this race in August, early August, is like 100 degrees in the canyons guaranteed. So you're full on heat training, ice. Like, it's a huge issue. You're not going to run a sub 18 or a sub 19. Like, typically the winter time has been around 20 hours for the men in the August date. So I think that could help bring fast times. They've also said this will be a point-to-point race in 2026. Like, they're already calling their shot. That's exciting. So I'm kind of getting pumped. I want to run AC again, actually. Like, I think I'm going to target it for next year.
When's the last time you ran it?
So I did it in 2007, and then I think it was 2010 and 2013. Okay. So the last time was actually, I did it back-to-back with Hard Rock. Oh. It was like 3 weeks after my like crazy revival run at Hard Rock in 2013. I ended up getting third at AC.
Oh.
Like, I was like moving up in the field all day, passing people, and then I was doing that up until mile 75, and as you can see, there's some big climbs at the end of that, like up and over Mount Wilson, and I couldn't rally and surge at the end. I just kind of maintained that last 25 miles. But one of the most special things about this race, like the high country is spectacular. You're on the Pacific Crest Trail for many, many miles, starting in Wrightwood. You've got the canyon section in the middle. And then the end, when it's night, you kind of pop out of the wilderness and you have like all of Los Angeles below you, all lit up. So it's just city lights, LA as far as the eye can see. And it's pretty special. For those that have done AC, you know. So Sterling Silver Ticket Series, how this came about, I think Max Jolliffe actually won Sean O'Brien 100K, and that's how he got his spot in AC 100. So I was like thinking about that, looking up the races, and they just said, if you want to be added, reach out to us. So I was talking to Dom Grossman, who's involved with the organizing committee, and I just pitched, like, I thought That's No Moon 50 would be a good Sterling Silver ticket race for AC. It's a 50 miler with 10,000 feet of climbing. It's a mountain race, a combination of single track and forest roads. It's kind of remote. It feels like a good simulation for AC 100, even though it is kind of a out and back lollipop style course. It's not a true point to point, but it's in SoCal. You know, it is in the fall, and I just pitched it to them. Didn't know what they would say, and I thought too that like we might be able to bring some excitement from Aravaipa's side to the series, hopefully, and maybe help elevate and boost it. We're talking about it right now. I'm trying to promote it, trying to make a big deal out of it. We'll hopefully do some content, some coverage, and maybe that can roll into some other content. So That's No Moon will kick off the series September 20th. Then we'll be at Ray Miller 50 Mile, which is a Keira Henninger KH Races race. She has a lot of them in the series. Really great events. Avalon Benefit 50 Mile. Man, why have I not done that race? Catalina Island, that needs to go on my list. I need to actually ask my coach if I'm allowed to do that race.
Is that the one that Finn's done? Finn's talked about that one, or is that maybe a different one on Catalina? Maybe
there's really just one 50 miler on Catalina Island, so it's probably this one. But so the Avalon Benefit, I went to scout camp one year on Catalina. Did you go there?
Yeah.
Emerald Bay?
Emerald Bay.
No way. Yeah. Oh, we got to talk about this. Did you do their high adventure program, Rugged E?
I don't know. I remember like the one big trip that we took on it was in like a war canoe, and we paddled to the other side of the island. Did you do a mile
swim in the open ocean?
That was like the first thing we had to do.
So you probably did do the high adventure camp.
Maybe. I remember very first day they woke us up like 5 a.m. and just like had us jump off the dock. And we
mile swim.
Yeah.
Dude, we had the same experience. Yeah. Okay, so mile swim, night kayaking.
Yep, I did do that.
Overnight mountain bike trip.
I didn't do that.
Didn't do that. Okay. No. The war canoe trip to like a cliff jump spot though.
Yep.
Dude.
Slept on the beach.
Oh, slept on the beach. Sick. All right, so we're going to have to do this race together and relive our childhood Boy Scout moments. That's super cool. But I am signed up for Sean O'Brien 100K on my birthday. So sorry to disappoint you all, but Chipotle 2026, no. If I do it, it won't be to going to the death because I am racing Sean O'Brien. It does fit well with my training program. But as a side note, it is a Sterling Silver ticket race, and I'm calling my shot. Like, I'm going for one of those Sterling Silver tickets. What's interesting is Sean O'Brien, you can earn a ticket both at the 100K and the 50 mile.
Oh.
So, like, take your pick. Maybe you can cherry pick it a little bit, see what the competition is like. I don't know.
So what you said you signed up for the 100K?
The 100K.
Yeah.
And we picked that one. I was thinking I would do Elephant Mountain 50 mile. It's one of my favorite all-time 50 mile races. But we needed more climbing. There just wasn't quite enough climbing for what I need to be doing at the end of January. So the Sean O'Brien 100K has 16 or 17,000 feet of climbing. Ooh. It's up... what's the name of that trail? It's up near Malibu, Calabasas. Oh my God. I am blanking. The Backbone Trail.
Dang it. I was going to say Dragon's Back, but I knew that wasn't right.
It's on part of the Backbone Trail, which I've done the whole thing of that before. So anyways, This is another Kira race. Sean O'Brien 100K. Come race me. I'm going for broke. I'm getting a ticket on my birthday. Then this one's cool. So Old Pueblo 50 Mile, which is a historic classic 50 miler here in southern Arizona, is also the only non-California Sterling Silver ticket race. So that's cool to see some love in Arizona. And then another Kira Henninger race, KH races, Leona Divide, which is a absolute classic on the California calendar. I did the 50 mile one year a long time ago.
And that one's on the Pacific Crest Trail.
That's also on the Pacific Crest Trail, just further north. So yeah, a lot of Pacific Crest Trail races too. So that one again is this double, like 100K 50 mile in April. So I'm curious if they are going to add more to this series. With how it's structured now, there's kind of this bigger gap. So if you run That's No Moon this September, that'll qualify you all the way next October. But then there's no qualifying races from April through October. But I guess we'll see. One thing that's cool is the AC100 Instagram page. If their website is actually really cool now. And let me see if I can pull up their Instagram. It's actually run by someone from this run store called Run Republic. Did we freeze up on the screen there?
On my side, we look good.
I'm frozen in front of me. Like I'm not moving, but hopefully we're still good to go. So the Instagram... Are we good on... Sorry, guys. I'm just going to check this out.
Test something here.
Yeah. Maybe... We got to figure this internet thing out in here.
I'm going to restart Wirecast.
Okay.
There we go. And we are back.
Okay, sounds like we're back. And I was just talking about the Angeles Crest 100 Mile Official is their new Instagram account. They've been pretty active since this year's race, which is cool to see. So I don't know where I was going with that other than look out for the official announcement on their page coming soon. And yeah, it should be exciting. We'll kind of follow along. We're definitely going to try and make a big deal out of That's No Moon. So by the way, the race is sold out. We will maintain a wait list, and we do have a few more spots that we're reserving and holding for competitive athletes, elites. We'll probably also have some room for the other distances too, but we're trying to reserve a handful of slots. If you do want to be competitive in the Sterling Silver ticket race, definitely hop on the wait list. We'll check out your ultra sign up, or you can also reach out to us, and hopefully we'll get you in. All right, let's move on to, do you have any questions about that, Bryce? Does that make sense? I think we're good. Yeah. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be fun to follow. Just like another series leading up to like one of the oldest premier 100-mile races in the country. And my hope is that this can bring more talent to the race. People can get excited to run AC 100. Maybe we can get this record broken. Like that'd be a dream in the next 5 years. Someone come in, break a Jim O'Brien record. So let's see if it can happen. All right, let's get on to some other Aravaipa events. So Jackrabbit Jubilee recap from this weekend. So I was out there. I had a 17 miler on the docket and I jumped into the 6-hour race. It was, I think someone said it was close to 110 at the start, definitely over 100 degrees. And this is just a classic race at Nardini Manor. I'm going to jump into our webpage real quick. And this was super fun. We have 2 events per year now at Nardini Manor. This was the venue of my very first ultra 20 years ago, come next week, and was out there with my brothers. And I made a little bit of a story on Instagram, because one of the runners out there this weekend, Jerry Schuster, who's from Tucson, he was 50 years old, 20 years ago when I showed up. I remember him distinctly. I was hiking, walking, running laps with him throughout the night, and he was giving me and my brothers advice on how to pace ourselves, how to eat. We had no idea what we were doing, and like it's ingrained in my mind, like that some of the things that he told me. And he was out there this weekend at age 70 in the 12-hour race, did over 39 miles. So it's just so cool to see like something that was so integral to my ultra running journey at Jackrabbit Jubilee, and doing a 12-hour night run 20 years ago. Like, people are still doing it. I think some of the stories of the day, at least just from my interaction, it was just so cool to be there with the community and see all sorts of different people. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from a fixed time style event, and from something where we are all on a short looped course, is just seeing the variety of ages, people's fitness journeys all together. Everyone's got different goals. There's the Kostelniks are out there. Like, Lindsay set a course record in the 6 hour. Pete was just crushing laps. And then there's people doing their first marathon, which might take them 11 hours. They actually have time to complete a marathon, whereas they maybe not yet able to do it in a normal confines of a race. But they're getting out there, they're in the heat, they're putting time on feet, they're doing the work required, and that's so cool. So it was hopping. It was busy, super fun. So yeah, thanks to the team, to our staff that put on a great event. The fact that we still have access to this property and you can still run at Nardini is just so cool to me. It's like a piece of history in my mind. So it's awesome. What other results here? So yeah, Lindsay Kostelnik and Lee Jackson was the other one that was out there crushing laps. But Lindsay set a new course record of 41 miles. John Figvaresi was out there, Barkley finisher. That was fun. I ended up just running 20. That was my goal, which was more than my coach told me to do. Take note of that. In the 12-hour, we had George Lind taking the win with 69.9 miles, 47 years old, getting it done.
We know, as far as the 6 hour finishers and the the leaders on it, when did they start? Because they do have 2 start time options, correct? It's 7.
The leaders were at the 7 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah. They were out running when I was out there.
Was there many people who started? Because the other start time is
1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m. is the other. You can pick your poison. Matthew Tenney was the winner for the men's 7 p.m. start. I know that Jenny Mayer, who was third, she was a 1 a.m. start. John was out there when I was out there. So in the 12-hour, another guy that we like to talk about here at the office is Avi Mayer.
Oh, yeah.
He's been crushing it. Did you know he valets for a living?
Oh, no.
So he valets for a living, I think at a resort somewhere. I think he works at the same resort. So this guy, prior to coming out and running 65.6 miles here in 12 hours and getting second place, he put in a full 8-hour shift. So he was out there 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., or maybe it's 9 hours. So he was doing valeting in the heat. You're sprinting, you're running, you're putting miles in. And I asked him, do you track your mileage? How many miles are you putting in a given shift? He's like, I have no idea. Doesn't even care, doesn't even track it. Yeah. I would love to know what he's doing. And a lot of times they're like, park the car, sprint back. Park the car, sprint back. You're getting interval workouts in. So is he doing 10, 15 miles every shift? Maybe that's why he's so good.
Maybe he's just on an absolute heater. 3:30 at the Pemberton 50K, just one
Vertigo
50K. 50
paced
mile
himself.
Zane Grey, he won.
So it's exciting to see. And like now knowing that he's a valet and like probably in addition to training, he's just time on feet. Like it's got to be something to it.
How do we convince him to get a Strava? I'm so curious.
Yeah, I would love to see him somehow track that. Even if we knew his steps, we could probably get a ballpark. We'll have to ask him. So, and then Stephanie Rosebaugh, she was crushing it all night. 64.6 miles for the women's winner, third overall. So, I don't have a lot more to add other than like there's only 2 chances to run at Nardini per year, Jackrabbit Jubilee and Hotfoot Hamster. And these are both sellout races. If you're curious about getting into the sport, you want to run with the local Arizona Aravaipa ultra running community, you want to experience a piece of history while we can. We don't know if this venue will always be here. Check out these races. They're summertime heat races, so they're not for everyone, but check it out. Encourage you to come take a look. Let's jump over to Denver area. This is one of our new events from the Endurance Race Series, the Westminster Night Trail. So this is at Stanley Lake Park, and normally a daytime race. We wanted to mix it up, and we rebranded this event to the Westminster Night Trail. We've had a successful Insomniac Night Trail series here in Phoenix for a long time, and we wanted to bring that same vibe up to Denver. And so we turned Westminster, which previously was a 5K, 10K half marathon race, kind of a horseshoe shape around Stanley Lake, which you can see here in the background. Looks like a beautiful lake, kind of near Boulder, and very flat, fast course. So not like technical, pretty easy. And we added a 35K and a 50K running at night. We have a live DJ Jumpsuit, who was out at Hard Rock, and he's going to be at Mammoth 200, I think he said. Looked like a great time. Looked like a good turnout. I think shout out to Death March Running Company was out there with a bunch of people. There was some other run clubs, a lot of first-time night trail runners, which was really cool to see. And I think that's really my hope for this event, is that it gives people a chance to try night trail running. It can be magical. It can be really fun and really cool experience if you've never done it. And this is I think a really like a safe environment to do that. It could be intimidating, I think, for some people, maybe scary, maybe something, I don't know, being out there in the woods. But this is kind of a good introduction. So check out Westminster Night Trail. I think it's going to be a pretty awesome event into the future. If you ran it, let us know how you did, what your feedback is. Let's see if I can check out the live results here. Shout out a couple people. Shad Micah, 4:05.
Solid.
It's pretty speedy. And then Maud Ariosa was our women's winner in the 50K, 4:36. 35K, we had Taylor Horowitz, 2:41. And Veronica Sparks, that name sounds very familiar, in 2:50, second overall. So the ladies crushed it. Melissa Donahue also third overall. Can you look up Veronica Sparks?
Yeah.
And then let's see, what else do we got? I'll just check out the half marathon real quick. Overall women's winner, Emily Noon in 1:41, with Jay Hoskinson right on his heels. So that's the latest from Westminster Night Trail.
Veronica Sparks. Let's see. She got 6 race results. She did run Ram Party earlier this year, the 60K. So that's probably where you recognize her name from, in a speedy time of sub-6, so the 4th place. Looks like she started running, well, mostly this year. 5 of the 6 are from 2025, so she's newer on the scene.
Interesting. Awesome. Well, moving on. Next thing on my agenda here is talking about the Mogollon Monster. So we talked about this last show. We were looking at the Washington Park fire because they did have a closure or Washington Fire, excuse me. They did have a closure in order for the whole middle section of the Mogollon Monster course as part of the fire management here. And this fire is now 98% contained, and they're no longer providing updates as of today. So it is basically under control. They're kind of mopping a few things up here. And the other exciting thing is they reopened the forest. So they rescinded all restrictions that were in place as of this fire. So if you're seeing this, I don't know if you're seeing this on your screen or not, but the actual race comes right down over here on this right side to Washington Park, and then the Highline Trail runs right below. So the fire boundaries didn't exactly touch the course. It got near to it, but it's seeming like we're going to be fine and able to run Mogollon on the full course. We're getting final confirmation from Tohono National Forest probably any day now, and we'll send out that information, but just giving everyone a heads up. There's no restrictions. You can go anywhere in the forest now that you could previous to the closure, the temporary closure order. So that's a good sign. So we're excited. I think we've even exhausted our wait list for the 100 milers. So if you're still thinking about jumping in, next kind of here in about a week and a half, jump on that wait list. We might have a spot or two open up in the 100 mile. Get your Hard Rock qualifier. Whoa, that's big. Steve Emery in the chat talking about his first night race was Stunner in 2023. So yeah, we're just trying to give people opportunities here to do cool stuff. Okay, that's our update on the Mogollon Fire. Desert Runner Trail Series, we talked a little bit last week. I don't have a full update. This is not fully baked yet, but that's kind of the part of this show is I'm just leaking information to you guys. Like, this is kind of the secret inside club. I'm just going to go to the landing page real quick. So we've been talking about a little bit of a revamp to a component of the Desert Runner Trail series, which is the Sonoran Desert Cup. And we launched this last season. And as it stands, this is a sub-ultra trail race series. If you haven't heard of this yet, we're kind of mimicking what we're doing with the White Mountain Endurance Cup, which is a series of sub-ultra races, which is maybe not dissimilar to the Golden Trail World Series, just more on a local or regional level here in the U.S. for trail running. And last season, we picked kind of the middle distance of our Desert Runner Trail Series events. This is our premier fall, winter, spring trail run series. It's kind of like the foundation of Aravaipa Running. This is the series I first created all those years ago. We have these incredible regional parks at our disposal in Phoenix. Like, yes, we're a big sprawling city. We have incredible resources of natural spaces to run and recreate. These events help support the parks and gives us like a great way to connect with nature, to be out there as a community, to compete for those of us who want to train and race and see what we can do and test our bodies out there in nature. And all those things are why we do this. And we love the Desert Runner Trail Series, and we've had a points series for a long time. We felt like we wanted to give it some more focus, and in the hopes that we'll have more competition and give people something to really train and push themselves for. And we loved what we did with the Sonoran Desert Cup in its first year, but we want to make some tweaks, make it more exciting in year two, and have more cohesion and focus. So what we're leaning towards right now is having one cohesive series, and there will be one cup distance per race. So as you can see here on the screen, Cave Creek Thriller 24K, Pass Mountain 25K, and McDowell Mountain Frenzy 25K, those were the fall cup. There will no longer be a fall and spring cup. It'll just be Sonoran Desert Cup, and we're slightly tweaking the distances. So we want to keep most of them in the same sweet spot of that sub-ultra 25 to 35K, but we do want to throw a couple ultras in because, man, as much as we love the sub ultra courses, we feel like the best courses and you see the most is by running the ultra distances at these races, which they all have amazing ultra distance courses now. They've evolved over the years, and we think they're premier. I mean, these can go up against, I think, many ultras across the country in terms of as destination races in their own right. So we're switching it up. We're going to be adding in the McDowell Mountain Frenzy 50K and the Mesquite Canyon 50K. And I think that's really the only change. Bryce?
Yeah.
So, and then in addition, we are officially adding Damn Good Run to the Desert Runner Trail Series this year. So it will be considered part of it. So it'll now be an 8-race series. It was always our celebration, but it's going to be kind of official, and it will again be the series championship at the Damn Good Run 26K. So all that being said, what we're leaning towards is awarding points for 3 of the regular season races.
3 out of 7. Yep.
3 out of 7. So and we haven't finalized the scoring yet, but you'll be awarded a point total, potentially out of 1,000 for your placement, not based on your finish time, but your placement. And then it will kind of scale down from there. And then the final at Damn Good Run will be worth more than that, maybe 1.5 times the number of points, and we will crown a Cactus King and Queen, which will come with prizes and benefits and, bragging rights and all that good stuff. So this is just a teaser. We hope to have this dialed, and we can talk about the exact updates next week on this show. We can have the website updated and everything. Sitting right now, we are about 6 weeks out from the first race, something like that.
That's crazy, but yeah.
So, and we're also looking to potentially have a way to just sign up for the Cup where you can pick your 3 regular season races and then you'll automatically be entered in Damn Good Run. So stay tuned. We are also talking about what sort of content. We want to do some exciting content around the series and really not only showcase the competition, because everyone is welcome to compete in the Cup, to earn the points, to show up. We are going to, part of the point of the Cup is the competition, though. We're not going to hide that fact. There is a component of the competition, and we want to feature it. And alongside that, I think we also just want to feature the beauty of the desert and the beauty of the courses, because that's also an important piece of this. And I think what we love so much about it, racing on the desert trails is an exciting experience. We could run on roads and be competitive, but we've chosen to go to the trails, and we want to bring that racing experience to the trails. Did I miss anything?
No. This is personally one of my favorite, some of my favorite races of all time are in this series. People think inner city parks in Phoenix, but each one, you can, at some point on the trail, you turn around, you can't see any city. You're completely out there. These trails are so diverse. You could talk about McDowell Mountain Frenzy, smooth, flowy, super fast, compared to Mesquite, which is technical and rock climbing and maybe not rock climbing, but scrambling and way more technical. They've all got their own little flavor. And so I think, especially with changing the distances at a couple of them, I think it's fun to see different runner types compete at these different events, because some are going to do better on certain courses than others.
Yeah, and I think, it kind of reminds me a little bit when we talk about Cocodona and the competition at a race of that length and difficulty and uniqueness, where you're seeing people coming up from being fast at 100 miles, like a Dan Green, maybe fast on the roads, do big mileage, and he comes up and can be successful. But then you also have a Joe McConaughey who's coming down in distance from through hiking and FKTs and speed running and things like that. And they're kind of meeting at this middle. I think what we're hoping to see with this is you can have fast ultra guys show up. They might go out and crush and focus in the regular season on the longer distance races, show up at McDowell Mountain Frenzy 50 mile and 50K, get some points. Coldwater Rumble 40K and Mesquite 50K, get their points, be high in the rankings there, versus someone else might focus on the 25Ks. Show up at Thriller, Pass Mountain and Santan. So you haven't really seen each other.
Yep.
You're going to show up with maybe the same amount of points at the final, and you're going head to head at a 26K.
Which I think like damn good is pretty balanced when you like compare it to some of the other events. Like there's a good mix of smooth, some of it's even paved when you're
Paved
running over the
road.
dam, and then some of it's real chunky.
There's rocky climbing. So I think it's someone who is going to win and be competitive at the 50K at a race like Frenzy or even Mesquite, they're also going to have some wheels on them. So I think it's going to be fun to see what people pick. You can even just throw an ultra distance in and then pick a couple shorter ones. So
Right.
I'm really excited about this. I am going to do my best to compete in the series myself. I actually think I'm already signed up for my 3 races in the regular season. I think my coach and I were looking at the Frenzy 50 mile, Santan 26K, and I think Coldwater 40K is what I was looking at. And I know Bryce is also scheming.
I am scheming. I'll hop into some of them.
So
TBD. I think one other thing that we maybe didn't touch on yet is the top 10 men and women at the conclusion of the 7 regular series races will receive an entry into Damn Good automatic.
a comp automatic entry.
Yep.
Yeah. And we might have some other, we'll talk about that for sure. The top 10. So might have some other surprises. So anyways, there's that Damn Good Run 26K course. So this is going to be our championship course. We had over 700 people at Damn Good Run last year. And I mean, there's no better place to be than Lake Pleasant in April, racing on trails. You can go in the lake, kind of a party. And I think we're really going to ramp up the party atmosphere this year. I'm just throwing ideas out there, but at minimum DJ, can we get a live band? Can we get a mobile sauna, cold plunge? I don't know. I guess the lake is a cold plunge, but maybe we can get a mobile sauna out there or something. I don't know. I think it could be really cool. I'm pumped. I'm going to do my best to show up and see what I can do out there. I want to race.
And what better finish line for the championship than on Lake Pleasant? It's one of the coolest venues I think of any of our races for a start finish line. It's literally right on the boat ramp. Basically, you finish running basically
you could just
into the lake.
Continue on another 100 yards and just dunk into the lake. So it's pretty cool. Let's see. We've got 2 races this weekend on the Aravaipa calendar. I want to run through those real quick. First off is a new to us event in New Hampshire as part of our White Mountain Endurance Division, which is all of our Northeast races. So the Black Bear Trail races, formerly part of Fresh Tracks. Andrew up there created this great little series. This one in particular is in Waterville Valley. We were just there with Jigger Johnson. So think, we've got some shorter distances and kind of maybe more approachable options for people that are not ready for Jigger Johnson, which is the burliest race on our event calendar for the year, self-sufficiency and toughness. So here is a nice looped 50K. And then we've got the heavy half / 23K right around Waterville Valley area. And then there is a 4 mile and then a kids fun run as well. So there's over 200 people registered for this one, which I think is the biggest it's ever been by a small percentage. But the biggest growth is in the 50K. I think we went from 20 to over 60 people in the 50K. So yeah, it's great to see. It's Labor Day weekend in Waterville Valley. Really cool venue from what I've heard. I haven't been there personally yet, but I know there's shops and restaurants and just really cool vibes. So shout out to Marilyn and the team who's doing kind of a quick turnaround since Jigger and coming back for one more.
You could have just left the arch
Just
out
left
there.
it up. Yeah, maybe they did. And then next up, this is our rescheduled race from April, Rock Hawk. Biggest Rock Hawk we've ever seen, Castle Rock, just south of Denver. An amazing trail system. Ridgeline trail system here out of Philip S. Miller Park. This is a really, really cool area. Probably be a bit warm this weekend, but we've got, I think, over 360 runners signed up. And I think this is going to be more of the permanent weekend for this race. We've tried 2 years in a row now. We've gotten snowed out in Castle Rock in April. So I think we're done. We're going to let nature win. We're moving to this weekend probably in perpetuity. It still seems to get great turnout. So yeah, it reminds me of like a Desert Runner Trail Series race, but in the Denver region. Looks like an awesome single track trail system, 5K, 10K, 25K, 50K. So a distance for everyone. We're kind of looping back through. Looks like a great time.
And fast times historically. I mean, like the last couple of years, if you look at the results, it's a fast and flowy course. Like it's very rolling, a lot of hills, but I think overall, like the trails are pretty smooth. Like the footing's pretty good on it.
Yeah, very windy. So definitely. Yeah, probably like upload this to your watch with like the little notification on there so you don't get off course, because it's probably pretty easy to do, but it's a 2-lap course for the 50K. So there's like easy to crew, good vibes. Should be a fun weekend up there. Let's see. I'm supposed to highlight our September 1st race openings, and I think we just have one. I'm going to have to confirm this. We have a lot coming. Actually, no, I could be wrong. I think we might have a lot. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think I misquoted. We had one last time. We had White Lake Ultras. We have quite a few this time.
Right,
so
yeah.
If you didn't tune in last show, we're trying to like align, because we have so many events. We are aligning our price increases and we're aligning our race registration openings with the 1st and the 15th of the month. So we're starting to get it in your brain, like, I want to check and see which Aravaipa races are opening or which Aravaipa races have a price increase at the end of the month and going into the middle of the month. Like, just take a quick look. You know, you can always find it on our social media. We also put it out there. We're going to talk about it on this show. So in the future, I think we'll have a graphic on screen.
Yeah.
We're going to make some
We can make that
graphics for
happen.
next week.
Yeah.
But race openings, we've got Big Pine Blackout for 2026. That'll be opening September 1st. That is an incredible race in Flagstaff, usually coincides with the beer festival weekend. You can camp out, races up to a 50K. And then we've got basically a bunch of our Colorado. We're still waiting on a couple confirmations, but for sure we'll be opening up Royal Gorge Groove, North Fork, 50K, 50 mile, one of our most popular Colorado races. And then we likely will also be opening Ram Party, Ring the Springs, both in Colorado Springs, Silverton Alpine Runs, and Kendall Mountain Run. So stay tuned. We'll have quite a bit more. September 15th, we've also got a handful. We'll talk about that next week. And then price increase wise, I don't think here, as long as you don't open my computer, I will look that up real quick. You have anything else you want to touch on this week, Bryce?
Let's see.
So price increase wise, it looks like we're looking at Elephant Mountain, Mountain to Fountain Road Race, Damn Good Run, Whiskey Basin, Cocodona, Live Oak Odyssey, possibly, which is California race coming up, Pass Mountain, Punisher, and Tucson Marathon. So kind of honestly a lot of pretty big price increases, like premier races like Cocodona. We have openings for Bradshaw Brute, Flagstaff Crest, and Mingus Traverse. So if you want to get in that early price, we're still in the early period, so the lowest possible prices. We are sold out, of course, for Cocodona 250 and then the 125. Our road races, prices are going up. Whiskey Basin, an underrated Arizona race. Check that out too. What else am I missing here?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about Big Pine and how much fun I've had there every single year. Registration's opening for that. Yeah, and they do the beer festival. It's literally walking distance from the end of the race. There's camping
That's
out
dangerous.
there. It is, honestly. I get kind of messed up. You have to, because you're dehydrated. If you race, you're dehydrated. You're at altitude. You're probably a little tired because you woke up early. Like it's just this combination, but so much fun. Yeah, Big Pine I think is in maybe my top 5.
Right on. Well, let's see if there's any good questions in the chat. I want to solicit those. And while we are drumming up a few questions, if there are any in the chat, let's put on the screen. We got to talk about our sister brand / media outlet, Mountain Outpost. We've got some live streams coming up very soon in September. Run Rabbit Run Live is coming up September 12th and 13th. We'll be live streaming that race as well as 2 in Mammoth. So Mammoth Trail Fest, 3rd year of live streaming that. And then we're launching the Mammoth 200 live stream. So this will be, I'm really curious to see how this goes because this is going to be kind of your next best way to get your Cocodona live stream fix, I think. Like we're putting similar amount of effort, at least towards like year 1 Cocodona live stream. Actually, probably better than that. But we're not going to have continuous all night coverage, but for sure all daylight hours into the night a bit with a kind of that same level you would expect from Cocodona. So we're super excited for this inaugural, the Mammoth, this 200 miler that Tim Tollefson and Hillary Yang are crafting up there, single loop out of Mammoth Lakes.
First year's so exciting.
And they've got a great field. They've got some really exciting athletes showing up that are going to kind of test themselves there.
And like nobody has on-course experience. Well, maybe Sally or some of the people who have, I don't know if Sally's actually registered for it. I know she did.
I don't think she's running it.
Yeah. I remember she did some course scouting with Tim.
She did the race course last year, I believe.
Yeah, essentially. So outside of Sally, like level playing field.
Yeah, inaugural year race.
Yeah.
So it's like anything can happen. Max Jolliffe, Finn Melanson, Jimmy Elam, Rachel Entrekin, Tara Dower. Like I think it's going to be maybe the fall live stream to watch. Mark my words. You're not going to get anything done September 26th through the 30th. So bank your time off and, I don't know, be productive until September 26th because you probably won't be after that.
Should probably also shout out, we have Run Rabbit Run coming up, but also if you want to kind of get in the mood, get stoked for the race, we did release the Chronicles Supercut, the full film from last year's race, done by Tony Hill.
I need to add that to our landing page. So we have a landing page. If you click in on Run Rabbit Run here, you can get links. And we'll go ahead and put that 2024 recap maybe at the top here, but you can see all the streams are already scheduled. We also have like the race brief, awards ceremony. Check it out. And yeah, go watch on the Mountain Outpost YouTube channel. Go watch. It's about 30 minutes, so kind of a great watch maybe this weekend, or if you're doing a treadmill run, you can check it out. So. Any questions? Anything in the chat? I have not been watching it.
Got a shout out for Old Pueblo being a silver ticket race for the last year and fantastic race.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to run and take the win at Old Pueblo one year, long time ago now, maybe well over a decade ago. But it's a great race on the Arizona Trail in southern Arizona. So that's cool to see it. And yeah, I don't know, I don't know if we'll have any involvement in helping cover the other races, but maybe at least on this show, we'll at least have a segment following the Sterling Silver Ticket Series. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I also think it'd be fun to give the winners like a Sterling Silver bar.
Yeah.
I don't know, like an actual,
like
an ounce of Sterling Silver or something. But if we could make it in the shape of a ticket. I'm just dreaming over here. Who knows what'll happen.
Put a little golden wrapper on it like it's a chocolate bar or something.
I mean, we do that for the golden tickets. We had to do something different for the silver.
I mean, it would still be a bar of silver. You're right. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if they let me scheme and do that. Anyways, that wraps us up. So we're gonna call it. Thank you all for checking out this episode 2. We'll be back next week. Please comment below if you have any follow-up questions, what you want to see in this show. Really, it's just an inside look at what we got going on here, and I'm excited to continue hosting this one. Thanks.